Hi, I'm Margaret, and welcome to Garden School. I have a big task that needs to be taken care of. Now, maybe this wouldn't seem like a big task to you, but I have two big, oversized rhododendron on either side of my entryway. And from inside the house, they block the view. Actually, when you're coming up the walkway to the front door, it's a little intimidating. I want to bring those down so that they're about my shoulder height, so that from inside the house we can see over them. It'll bring in more light, and it'll also be less imposing of an entrance here in this area. Now, the problem is, the best time to prune rhododendrons is immediately after they have finished flowering. That's a long time gone. And the reason is that if you prune then, you will not be, and just prune off the dead flowers, you will not be pruning away next year's flowers. Now let's take a look closely at this rhododendron, and we'll see that there are already flower buds set. So here are some flower buds that set shortly after it flowered last year. Now if I had pruned carefully then, I would still be missing some flowers for this year. But when I prune now, I'm going to be pruning off a lot of flowers for this year. And you know, I think that's just something I'm going to have to accept in order to get these things down to the appropriate size. I think I'm going to need to accept the fact that it may not look super duper this spring, but overall, over the next year, 2 years, it's going to be better. I may sacrifice a bunch of flowers, a bunch of blooms, but I still think that on this lower portion, I will still get enough blooms. And you know what? It's the way it needs to happen. I have heard that you can actually prune a rhodie down, like a mature rhodie like this, saw it down to like 2 feet from the ground, and it should recover. Well, that's going to take a lot of years, and this is right in my entryway. I don't want to have just some, basically some sticks sticking up out of the ground all year, as this is my entryway. So I'm going to try to do some selective pruning to bring it down to the right size, and I will sacrifice some flowers. Anyway, the tools I'm going to use, gloves of course, and I'm going to use some pruners, some bypass pruners that will do a nice clean cut, and then I'm going to use some loppers. I may have to get out a saw. We'll see about that. So that's what I'm going to do. I guess I better get started. The first thing I'll do is just take a look around and take off anything that I see that's diseased or broken, damaged. Of course, there's a little part that's easily to come off. And then I'll take those things off first, and then anything that is coming out over the walkway, that I'm going to prune way back. And when I prune, I'm going to try to prune right, either the branch, for instance, this little branch here, all the way back to where it originated, or I'll prune it to right above a leaf node. Wow, that was about an hour and a half of work. Took a lot, and I probably didn't bring it down as much as I could, but maybe baby steps is the way to go. I will not have as many flowers this spring, but that's okay. I'll be able to see from that window better, from the front porch better, and my access to the front porch will be better. Now, onto this one. Well, there's always more to learn in the garden. Oh, and by the way, now I'm going to fertilize these after I prune them, because that will cause some stress for the plant. I'll give it some rhodie and azalea fertilizer. Well, there is always more to learn in the garden. Bye-bye.